For quite some time, we have been aware of Project Blue Book, an initiative by the United States Air Force dedicated to the documentation and investigation of unidentified flying objects reported by American citizens. The project garnered significant attention when files related to it were made public due to the Freedom of Information Act. However, the release of these files was not without its fair share of issues, including missing, disorganized, and misfiled documents. Whether this was an intentional act or an unfortunate oversight remains a matter for further discussion. Compounded by the gradual release of digitized documents available for public scrutiny, new discoveries continue to emerge, shedding light on previously unexplored incidents. In today's video, we will examine a case that reveals evidence of the first ever reported crop circle, over a decade before the term crop circle entered the public lexicon. Our media started to report on such phenomena. Additionally, we will discuss documented mass sightings that never made their way into the U.S. media. All of these remarkable events transpired within a one-month period in January 1963, primarily in South America. Although Project Blue Book's primary focus was on American citizens, the project did monitor global events, demonstrating a deeper interest than initially assumed. For instance, we will explore documents concerning South America that were misfiled and mixed in with another file titled Location, Detroit, Michigan, date 1963, incident number blank. A link to this file will be provided below. Before delving into the first document, it is essential to understand the term flap as it appears in the document. Interestingly, when searching for the term's military definition, you are likely to find a link to the Foreign Language Assistance Program, a government agency established in 1988. This is a departure from its early military usage, which referred to multiple UFO sightings over time, featuring one or more types of related craft that tied all the sightings together. With this context in mind, let's examine the first document titled Exclusive Report on South American Saucer Flap. The document states a continuous saucer flap seems to be taking place in South America, and notes that practically no mention of the South American sightings has made it into the U.S. papers. The document proceeds to detail two notable events that reportedly transpired. The first event details a mass sighting on the night of January 30th, 1963 in Inca, Peru. Over a dozen people observed a bright white luminous object traversing the sky for a duration of 5 to 10 minutes. Additional sightings took place throughout January in San Juan and other parts of Peru. The second event documents flying saucers in Paranas, Argentina in January, which allegedly caused a shower of glass-like particles to fall from the sky like rain. Some of these peculiar particles were preserved for analysis, revealing the presence of calcium, magnesium, and other minerals. At the very least, this partial document illustrates an interest in the South American events, suggesting that the information was being monitored and relayed up the chain of command. Attached to the same file are what appear to be newspaper clippings from South American English language newspapers and reports from contacts in South America. However, there is no context provided for these clippings, nor any indication of their origin. The file contains fascinating reports, making it easy to understand why January 1963 would be referred to as the South American saucer flap. In the first article, we learned that in Bahia Blanca, Argentina during January 1963, a formation of UFOs was spotted above the town, and small fires broke out in the field at around the same time. On the same date, a formation of UFOs was observed flying over the town of Entre Rios. Furthermore, witnesses recovered peculiar particles that had fallen from the UFOs, which were found to be an amalgam of silicon, boron, calcium, and magnesium. This bears a striking resemblance to the earlier report from Paranas, Argentina. Another report titled Angel Hair provides additional information about the previous article, specifying the town of Puerto Garibaldi. It also confirms the meticulous analysis of the strange particles, identifying the same minerals mentioned in the prior two documents. The report goes on to reveal that the angel hair phenomena also occurred in a place called El Nido. The subsequent government document fragment focuses on Arica, Chile, stating that numerous sightings were made throughout January. It cites an incident that took place near Arica on the night of January 23, 1963. 10 people in a truck came to a stop when they saw what appeared to be a blue fireball heading straight towards them. The UFO halted at a low altitude, hovering precisely over the truck. Witnesses described the object as cigar-shaped, featuring a white cabin and flames emitting from the tail. Another document fragment relates to an incident on January 28, 1963, also in Arica, Chile. A large group of people were alarmed by a cluster of UFOs with dark cabins hovering at a low altitude above the town. In addition, a former Chilean Air Force officer encountered two stationary flying saucers that remained above his vehicles for over 10 minutes. Once again in Oricia, Chile on January 29, 1963, a local merchant photographed a saucer-shaped object. The UFO appeared as a luminous object with some form of tail. The photograph was taken with an exposure of 5 seconds, which made the UFO appear much longer than it truly was. Although the photo's copy is in poor condition, and neither the original nor a better copy can be located, it is still possible to discern the UFO's trajectory behind structures such as mountain peaks or trees. We now turn our attention to another hotspot that month in South America, Tucumán, Argentina. The first report from January 1963 dates back to January 3rd, when a DC-4 passenger aircraft flying between Cordoba and Tucumán encountered a UFO that projected a bright white light onto the plane. The light seemingly disabled one of the aircraft's 4 engines, but the pilot managed to reach the airport, where the UFO disappeared just before landing. Another incident in Tucumán was reported on February 5, 1963, but took place at least a few weeks before this date. A farmer named Ricardo Lopez, living a few miles from Tucumán, discovered 2 circles, each about 10 feet in diameter. The grass within the circles appeared to have been pressed down and subject to intense heat in the wide area shown in the diagram, as if a colossal iron had been placed on top. The temperature was estimated to be over 2,000 degrees, as the grass and soil were affected to a depth of several inches. However, no tangible evidence of fire was found, and no explanation could be determined. The final document in the file regarding South America is a newspaper clipping dated over a year after the previous incident. The article offers a more comprehensive and thoroughly investigated account of the earlier event, providing additional details. Police and scientists conducted deep cuts, discovering that not only the grass but also its roots had been burnt down to a depth of approximately 10 centimeters below the surface. The grass appeared desiccated at a temperature exceeding 2,000 degrees, yet without any signs of combustion or flame. A white ash-like powder was discovered on the rings. Scientists concluded that a heavy, extremely hot object had landed in the area. The possibility of a hoax was dismissed, and authorities acknowledged that the only plausible explanation was the landing of an unidentified craft. The article also mentions an incident witnessed by a man named Juan Geronimo Perea, the overseer of the neighboring land, the El Terrazal Ranch. Perea reported that one night he, his wife, and children saw an egg-shaped craft approximately 3 times the size of the moon, flying overhead and descending towards the ground in the exact area where the markings were later found. He noted that the craft moved at a very slow speed, leaving a long trail behind it. The question remains, could this incident be classified as a crop circle a full decade before crop circles gained prominence in mainstream media? Please share your thoughts on this matter in the comments below. If this is indeed a crop circle, it could potentially be one of the first, if not the very first, reported crop circle in modern times. It would certainly be the first documented crop circle to undergo a detailed study and investigation according to these files, reports, and other available information found online. It would be truly remarkable if we could locate the rest of the file to which these documents originally belong, or gain more context regarding the individuals who read the report and their thoughts or actions in response to the information, if any at all. With so much evidently missing from the remainder of this file, it is challenging to draw conclusions, particularly about the actions or inactions and belief of the government officials who received these reports. Nevertheless, it is easy to see why they referred to January 1963 as a continuous South American saucer flap. Thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe, and have a wonderful day.